Like, those are key essential points that you really want to do even before ever setting foot in the gym, setting foot in the park. You always want to at least have that type of data. So why is it important to know that? Look, you might, once you start following a plan, you could be making phenomenal progress, but simply because you're not aware of where you started, you have no idea what type of progress you're making. So you could be 3 months in, you could have gained, 2-3 pounds of solid lean muscle mass, but because now you didn't actually track, you didn't take that baseline data when you began, you have no idea if you've actually made progress. You can guess, you can look in the mirror and be like, I think I look better, I'm not sure though.
3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on, journalists and elite team? Irvin Felix Jean with the Fitness Journals, businessbodyelite.com. Make sure if you haven't checked out Business Body Elite, go and check it out right now. Link in the description. All right. So let's say you're beginning exercise or you're getting back in for the first time. What is step number one? What is the first thing that you should do? Is it go and get one of the most comprehensive, difficult workout programs that you can do? Nope, that is not what you're going to do. Baseline data. You can't manage what you can't measure. That saying is very, very true, especially when it comes to fitness. You want to be able to identify where you're starting and where you want to go, right? Look, work smart, not hard. What does that mean exactly? So taking as much data is huge. Data is huge. Data tells you a story. It tells you, okay, look, this is what we're not guessing. We know this for sure. And when you have data, you don't have to guess. That way, what can you do? You can actually focus on getting the result. So data, this is what I mean by that. Data in fitness. What? I thought we were doing push-ups and pull-ups. Yes. But like I said, we're working smart and hard, but we're working smart first. Before we start working hard, we're going to work smart. So number one, take your biometric screening. Now, what biometric screening? Look, guy, you're talking too much science, Irvin. What are you talking about? Yes, your weight, measurements, body fat, blood pressure, all these things. This is very important, especially when you're taking the holistic approach to wellness. Now, look, you don't have to do all those stuff. You don't have to do blood tests and everything. I would recommend, of course, if you can do that, go ahead and do that. But at least start with the basics: measurements, body weight, body fat. Like, those are key essential points that you really want to do even before ever setting foot in the gym, setting foot in the park. You always want to at least have that type of data. So why is it important to know that? Look, once you start following a plan, you could be making phenomenal progress, but simply because you're not aware of where you started, you have no idea what type of progress you're making. So you could be 3 months in, you could have gained, 2-3 pounds of solid lean muscle mass, but because now you didn't actually track, you didn't take that baseline data when you began, you have no idea if you've actually made progress. You can guess, you can look in the mirror and be like, I think I look better, I'm not sure though. Did I get fat? What is it? And when you have that data, you can actually compare. So now, like, if you're working smart, this is what happens. You take that baseline data. Day one, before even actually working out, you take in that baseline data, you take your measurement, step on the scale, look at your weight, write it down, and take your measurements. If you need help doing it, just get somebody to wrap that measuring tape around your arm. Measure those arms, measure those legs, measure whatever things you need to measure, hip, waist, whatever. Which I will break down actually exactly what you should do, because I'm gonna, give you the answer. You don't have to guess anything. If you're here and you're a subscriber, if you're not a subscriber, you should be subscribed, because you don't have to go anywhere else for this type of information. I give you everything you need to know. Once you follow it, the results are guaranteed. So like I said, take those measurements, check your weight, and remember, weight isn't the best indication if you're making progress. You're like, damn, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm gaining weight, and I'm doing a resistance training program. My protein is high, my fat is moderate, my carbs are high. What is going on? I don't know what's going on. But guess what? If you track that data, you're gonna know what's working and what's not working. So you're like, oh man, I'm gaining lean muscle mass. Even though I'm dropping pounds of fat, I'm gaining lean muscle mass. The scale isn't really going anywhere, but I know I'm gaining lean muscle mass. Why? Because I took in that baseline data. And that goes the same thing. That goes the same for when you're doing your actual workout. When you get into the actual workout, don't just go and start doing everything, random stuff. Hey, I'll do pull-ups here. Let me go and try and do some push-ups. How many did I do? Oh, I have no idea. I'm just randomly doing stuff. No, one day you might do 50 push-ups and the next day you might do 500 and you're like, did I do 550? I don't remember. And you're just making it a lot more difficult for yourself. So keep these things in mind. Baseline data is key. What is key? Baseline data. So let me ask you, is this something that you're familiar with? If you are currently training or if you're planning on it, were you aware of this before actually watching the video? Remember, guys, if this information is valuable, please, all you have to do is let me know. Hit the thumbs up, make a comment below, and if you feel like, man, this is helpful for me, Irvin is taking his time sharing this information, his knowledge, I'm going to share it with a friend because I know someone can benefit from that. That's all I'm asking. And, of course, if this video has ads on it, you should watch right through because, why not? So keep those things in mind. Baseline data is key. Well, data in general is key, but when you're starting a program, baseline data. Collect the data. You can always, and make sure you set times to go and check back. Don't just take the data and then be like, okay, well, I have the data, and then still just try and go and guess everything. It defeats the purpose of taking the data. The purpose of taking the data is so you could go back, refer to it. What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of? What do I need to change? You can't manage what you can't measure. Repeat after me. You can't manage what you can't measure. You need to be able to measure, and in order to do that, you need to have data to measure it against, right? That's kind of like common sense, but we're here to learn. We're here to learn. So keep those things in mind. So if there's one thing to keep in mind from this video, baseline data. And even if you're currently training, if you're currently working out and you're like, well, I've been working out for like 3 years nonstop, if you haven't taken in any baseline data, do that now. You can still make progress. If you fall off, you're like, wow, this is where I was January 2020. At this time, I changed up my training a little bit. Wow, I got way more gains than I ever got. What is it that I did? When you manage, when you measure it, when you take in that data, you actually are able to gauge. So it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be anything complex or comprehensive. All you need, if you have a phone and you have notes on your phone, the notes app, just write it down. Okay, today I weighed myself, I weigh X amount. What did I do? And you don't have to be so detailed. Obviously, the more information, the more data you have, it makes it a lot easier, a lot better to say, okay, these are the details. That's what I like to do. I like to be very detailed. That way I don't have to guess. It alleviates a lot of the stress for me. You don't have to, and think about that. You can now focus on doing other things. Okay, now I don't have to try and sit down and spend 30 minutes trying to recall what I did yesterday. And you're not going to remember. I'm telling you, it's a fact. If you're working out 3 or 4 times a week, trying to recall what you actually did the week before on a Monday at 6, you're not going to remember. Don't play yourself. Use that energy for something else. Use that energy for actual planning. Don't sit there. Don't use that energy to sit there and recall, what is it that I did? You're not gonna remember. That's just the bottom line. So keep that in mind. I will do a video actually outlining like step by step. This is actually, I'm gonna have a client and I'm gonna actually bring you through everything that I do with them. So a new client, I'm gonna get a new client. I'm going to bring you through the whole process. Okay, we're weighing in, we're checking the measurements. If you don't have, the actual calipers, the skin fold testing, don't worry about it. Just at least if you have the hand scanner, which is what I tend to use, at least you have a number. The number will change even if it's not like the most accurate number for you. At least like 6 months down the road when you're like, oh, okay, let me go and check, let me go and scan again. You're going to get a different number. Chances are, if you're actually training, you're going to get a different number. So don't like worry too much if you're like, oh, well, my body fat or my body fat is, right now 20%. And then if your body fat in actuality is 22%, don't worry. And then like 6 months from now, if you lose body fat and you're like, oh, well, I was 22%, but the measurement, the actual scanner showed 20, but now I'm at 11, you know you're moving in the right direction. You know, that's just what I mean by that. So keep all these things in mind. Health is wealth. Get money. When you feel like you've gone all you could go, what is it? It's just the warm-up. So make sure, like I said, guys, if you made it to the end of the video, guys and girls alike, if you've made it to the end of the video, please smash that like button. Stay tuned to for more videos. And if you have any questions, that's what I'm here to do. And of course, you can text me. My number is right there. Any questions you have, shoot me a text. I'm going to help you however I can. Don't hesitate. You're probably like, he's probably not even going to respond. I will respond. People text me. They find out, man, Irvin, thank you for the information. You really helped me out. So make sure you do that. And of course, I have my membership. If you want to join that, look, join the team. Join the elite team. We're here helping each other stay accountable and achieve those goals. Health is wealth. Get money. It's always a warm-up.